Hi peeps, welcome to my show. We're going to talk about the offside rule today. The offside rule in football, or as the Americans call it, soccer. For years now, I've been saying that the offside rule is wrongly interpreted. That means nobody gets the offside rule but me. Now, that is either an arrogant thing to say, or a stupid thing to say, or a right thing to say if I can back it up. I can back it up. There's a long version, there's a middle long version, and there's a very short version. The short version is, well, basically the way I interpret the offside rule is basic and simple, and therefore clear. The way the offside rule is interpreted now by everyone else is not basic, not simple, and therefore not clear. That means for you to understand the offside rule, you have to accept that what I'm going to say is true. Do not debate me on it. Do not argue with me. Do not come up with the rule as it is written and then interpret it. I know how it's interpreted. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's wrongly interpreted. And that leads to many, many valid goals disallowed. Even play this not continue. It's hang on. So you want to hear my version? Short, sweet, and simple. If the scorer is in an offside position, they might be offside. They're only offside if they get the ball in a specific manner. That's it. That means you can score from an offside position and for it to be a valid goal. Okay, that's not simple. I'll make it even more simple. Hang on, this takes me a while. I find it so annoying that every time a game is ruined by the offside rule. The offside rule is not invented for goals to be disallowed, for perfectly good goals to be disallowed. The offside rule was invented for one specific situation, which is, and this is the history of the offside rule, in my opinion. I'll keep it sweet and short and sweet. No, it's going to be a long one. In the schoolyard, when the kids are playing football, there's always these kids that are on football and know how to play football, and there's always kids that don't know how to play football because they don't care or whatever. And in the schoolyard during recess, the teacher says, "No offside. Everyone can play, and offside is." Now what you see is that the footballing guys start playing the offside rule, the not offside rule, and then they also start complaining when they score from offside because the other footballer is going like, "Hey, this is not fair. You're in an offside position," and the other one goes like, "Yeah, but the teacher says offside doesn't count now because we're in the schoolyard." So there's the discrepancy. If you feel you can you can feel when it's unfair offside. When is it unfair offside? You're in an offside position. You get the ball. I'll tell you how in a minute. You get the ball. You're in on goal, and you score. Because they wanted to prevent that you're gonna be behind the line of defense, just stand and wait there, get the ball and score. That's no fun. It's no fun in football. Nobody cares. Nobody wants that. That is why the rule was invented. Now, if you take that specific situation, that means that any other situation does not constitute as offside. Let's go back. Suppose you're in that position. So I'm in an offside position on the right side of the field, whatever. Yeah, the right side of the field. Left back plays a cross pass, direct, intentional, forward, by foot, my teammate. There are five requisites for my position to be, as I call it, punishable offside. So if he plays that ball and I'm in an offside position, I'm basically in a punishable offside position. Now, there's two things I can do. I can go and score, then it's offside. I can wait, drill back or pass back or whatever, just not advance. And then the referee may decide, hey, play on. There's no advantage. And we keep the ball. Play goes on. No goal has been scored. That means if no goal is scored, any offside position on the field is inconsequential. Inconsequential. Is of no importance. Because there's no goal scored. As soon as you score a goal, you're going to look at the goal scorer and you're going to be like, is he or she in an offside position? Yes or no? No. It's a goal? Yes. We're going to check it. Any offside position in build-up play is BS. It's just BS. It doesn't matter. It's inconsequential because no goal has been scored as of yet. As soon as the goal is scored, you're going to look at the score and check if they are in an offside position. Now, if they're in an offside position, you're going to check how they got the ball, and it has to be because of the situation with the cross pass of the left back to me and on the right field in offside position. So the pass has to be, or the ball has to be played to the one in offside position and scoring by foot, by teammate, directly, intentional, by foot, and it's a forward pass. If any of these are missing, so that means the pass gets played, but it's ricocheted off the defender or intercepted and hobbles off, or it's a shot on goal, which is not a pass. It's a shot on goal. It ricochets off the bar. The keeper saves. It doesn't matter. The ball comes to me in the offside position. I'm now the striker, for instance, in an offside position. I'm going to score, and I score because the ball pops back off the crossbar, or the keeper just parries the ball into my path, and I can score. Yeah, easy. Offside. The whole world goes offside. I'm like, no. Ball comes from the keeper. Keeper's the opponent. Fair goal. Valid goal. And all these goals are disallowed. All these goals are disallowed. And it drives me insane. It drives me insane. Because you just have to check the simple rule. because it's about unfairness. Now, how is it unfair for me to be in an offside position and the keeper can't handle the ball because he can't handle the shot? How is that my fault? No, that's luck. That's pure. That's why that's a part of football. Football is also luck. And if you're in offside position and you get the ball not in the way that I described, you're just lucky. Here's another thing. If you have a throw in, you can't be offside, which means you can be in an offside position. There's a throw in, the balls get thrown to you, and you can score. How is that fair? But that's a rule. So, well, it's fair because it's not a pass. You have to throw the ball in an arch, which is hard to control, and you can't really. So there is time for the defense to defend. That's why it's, in my opinion, a um, fair play. But I'm just saying that offside position when there's a throw in is not punishable. That means the offside position is not punishable in itself. It depends on what you do with it. So if you're in an offside position, you get the ball like I described, and you score, you're offside. If you do anything else, the referee can say play on or stop play if he wishes. And if you score from the offside position and the ball is not played in the manner that I said, then it's a valid goal. That is the offside rule, in my opinion, and it's crystal clear to me. Thanks for listening. I'm Renato. I've tested it for the past 4 years. I've thought about it for 40 years, 45 even. So I'm curious to think what you guys think. It's pretty flawless, my reasoning. And I know the rule. I know the rule. If you're in an offside position, the ball comes to you, and they'll just flag and whistle. Well, you can flag, you just don't have to whistle. You can always flag. The guy's in an offside position. You flag for the offside position correctly. Correct, I mean. But you don't whistle. You only blow the whistle when that person scores. And then you check, hey, how did he get the ball? Via an interception, a rebound, a throw in. It's all legal in my eyes. No. So only if you're played in by your teammate, forward pass by foot, directly, intentional, and you're in an offside position, you can't be defended anymore because you're in an offside position. That is unfair. Now, if you score from that position, then it's offside. That's the only time it's legal offside. You can flag and blow the whistle for that. Because we get that. Hey, you're in an offside position. You got the ball directly from your teammate. Forward pass by foot. Why do I say by foot? Any other part of the body you can't pass with. You can't pass with your head. That's a ricochet. You can't pass with anything other than your legs. Anything other is a ricochet of the butt, of the breast, of the shoulder, of the head. It's a ricochet because the ball has to come to you first. How are you going to pass from the ground with your head? That's impossible. So it has to be a pass by foot. Now it's football. That means you have to be good at it. If you can't play football very well, a pass by foot is immensely hard. And it's really hard to play a good pass by foot. That's why it has to be intentional forward pass by foot by a teammate directly Because if that ball is played very well, which is hard, and you're in an offside position, that is unfair. Because you can't defend that. And then if you score, you blow the whistle for offside. Everyone gets that. But if the ball pops to you and you're in an offside position, and for instance, your teammate shoots at goal and it gets ricocheted in between the defenders or even your own player, it's not an intentional pass, or it just pops off the chest or the butt or even the feet. It's not intentional. So then there the element of luck is just creeps in and it's just lucky. That's why it pays to be in an offside position sometimes. But nobody gets that. Nobody understands the offside rule but me. And it annoys the hell out of me. And I've been saying stuff on X for like 4, 5, 7 years. I just get no traction. Hardly anyone believes me or even gets what I'm saying. Some of them are slightly starting to think AI is baffled by my explanation and sort of understanding what I'm saying. But as of now, still all offsides are just flagged and blown the whistle on, and it just and like I'd say 69%, no, 96. I'm sorry, there we go again. 96% of the offside situations do not constitute offside, and of that 4%, maybe even 1% of the goal is scored. So the other 3% you don't even have to whistle. 1% of all offside cases is actually offside. And the worst part of it is it influences games. You're really working really hard to get a goal. You get the goal and it's offside. Nobody wants that. That's another thing. Equal height is not offside. Equal height is not offside. Equal height is not offside. And I base that on the fact that that a ball on the goal line isn't a goal either. It has to be over the goal line in full for it to be a goal. That means if you want to be in an offside position, you have to be in full behind the line of defense. Nobody gets that. No, equal height is offside. No, equal height is not offside. It annoys the hell out of me. So many games are ruined by the offside rule by now. It's just not even fun to watch football anymore. And now with VAR, they check for everything. Nobody cares. Keep it simple. Who scored? Was he in an offside position? Did he get the ball in the proper way? Or in a way that can constitute as the position of offside being punishable? If the answer is yes, then the situation is offside. And you can flag and whistle and disallow the goal, and nobody has any problem with that. Any other situation, you will allow. And you'll see football will get fun. Because play continues. There's no more time wasting. Players know damn well they're in an offside position, yes or no, and what to do when you're in an offside position, yes or no. You can be in an offside position, but do you know what that means? That means you lose one player because he's in an offside position and you basically can't play him in. And if he scores, he's going to be offside. You can play him in, but at the moment, he's not part of your team. In the sense that the other team now has an extra player. So don't don't think, don't say to me, hey, but if what you're saying is true, then everyone's just going to be in an offside position. They're just going to punt the ball and hope it. No, because that's a direct forward pass by a teammate. You can't do that. Well, you can, but then you can't do anything in that offside position. Not score, at least. See, I thought it through. But nobody wants to think. They just go like, hey, the guy in offside position, beep, offside. Oh my lord. And the worst are the own goals. I mean, when a ball is played. I just can't believe that. When a ball is intercepted and the ball is played by the opposition team. The last ball is played by the opposition team, and you score from an offside position. Many of the times these goals, or most of the times these goals get disallowed, which is crazy. Another one, own goals get disallowed for offside because someone was in an offside position and influenced the play. It does not matter. Was the scorer in an offside position? No, the scorer is the own team. It's an own goal. Then it cannot be offside. How is that? How can nobody comprehend that? It just baffles me. It's just, it's like, I mean, it's reality. It's literally reality. It's an own goal. How can it be offside? I'm just, and then they go, no, because in build-up play there was an offside position and it influenced the game, and that's why this guy made his own goal because he had to do something. No, he didn't have to do something. He had to recognize that that guy was in an offside position. He just should let the ball go because that guy can't score because he's in an offside position. No, he tried and he scored an own goal. It's an own goal, by the way. It doesn't matter if the offside position. It's just there's no situation I can't explain. Okay, I've tested it and I've tested it and I've tested it. There's just one situation that bugs me. What do you do when you're in an offside position on the right side, like I said in the beginning? I get the ball played in by my left back. I'm in on goal, basically, and I know it. I'm like, I'm in an offside position. I can't really score. You would argue that that constitutes offside and you should flag and maybe whistle. I thought about it and I'm like, no, no. You may even advance, but you cannot, in my opinion, in that situation, you cannot play the ball forward. Hang on, can you advance? Well, basically, any advance, that means a ball played forward or uh, dribbling forward, is disallowed. You can control the ball, maybe move the ball like 3, 4, 5, or 7 feet, but that's it. You can't advance and you can't give a forward pass because you're in an offside position, and that okay. What you can do is a back pass. Now that means another team player, maybe even also in an offside position. So there's two players in offside position. Me, I get the ball, I dribble forward. I know I can't score. I pass the ball back to the guy, um, also in offside position. He scores. Is that offside? I'd argue. I'd argue no, but I'm willing to accept that as an offside position. But since you play the ball back, that means you have to be precise. Like I said, a pass is hard. If you play the ball forward, and the guy was also in the offside position, it's offside if he scores. So you have to play the ball back. Hang on, you say. Two guys in offside position, one gets the ball played in, he plays him to the other guy. That is totally unfair. Yeah, I would argue it would. But technically, it's not offside. Now, so if you eliminate the dribbling forward bit, then it's really hard for me. If I get the pass, the only thing I can do is pass back or dribble back, but I can't advance. That means any other positions of the strikers, they're going to be defended basically. There's time to be defended, so the situation diffuses in most cases if you're in that position. Now, if you play on that, so I'm in an offside position, the striker is either in an offside position or just lurking because he knows I'm going to be played in, and I'm just going to pass the ball back into the space where he's going to run into, not from an offside position. Quite clever. Is that unfair still? Does that constitute offside? Not really, because the scorer is not in an offside position. As soon as the scorer is in an offside position, you would argue that it's offside. So that bit is still a bit obscure, I have to admit. I'm thinking about it still. So what do you do if you're in an offside position and you're not scoring? Can you play in another player? Yes, you can, but only with a back pass. Because it gives the defense time to defend. And you can't play a forward pass by foot, because that would my teammate directly, on purpose, intentionally. But a back pass, yeah, a back pass is not a forward pass. So that's why it would count. So according to my rules, that would count. And ever do you see that situation where someone's in an offside position? You never see that, ever. So I'm not too worried about that. I adopt my rules, which is basic and simple. Only the goal scorer can be in an offside position. If you're in that offside position and you get the ball from your teammate via a intentional direct forward pass by foot, then your offside position might constitute as punishable. If you score, it's going to be offside. And that's the only situation where you apply the offside rule. Any other offside situations, you do not apply the offside rule. And that is it. Thanks for listening, peeps. I'm Renato. See you next time. Watch my other videos. Do subscribe. And I love football. See you, peeps. Bye-bye.